Oh, that's really unprofessional. I started by drinking my water there. Welcome to Tina and Karen Do the Tube. I am Karen.
I'm Tina, but going by horror show tonight.
That's right. Tina is out of state, out of country right now, so he is off venturing the world. And in the meantime, we have our usual guest host, Phyllis, joining us, who's going by horror show today because he's a gamer.
Yeah, it's my gamer handle.
Yeah.
Is Tina, or I'm sorry, Tina out looking for like Russian brides or something?
Close. He's in Europe. He's actually going to be, you guys are going to be close to each other, right? Because you're going to Spain. He's actually on a road trip, and I don't know why he's doing road. Usually in Europe, I think people travel by train. But
he's not driving to Europe, right, from here?
No, well, he rented a car in Europe, which seems silly. I guess you have a little bit of autonomy, but from what I hear, public transit works pretty damn good over there. So why would you?
Actually, we're taking a car. We're gonna drive around.
Really?
Because we have one.
See, I actually, if I were ever to go to Europe, I would want to take the trains and the buses and everything because I heard the train systems work really well.
I'm not sure the train goes to the resort town we're going to after Madrid. So.
Oh, okay. So you're not going there to absorb history and culture. You're just going there to like drink fucking like what's the Spanish drink? Mojitos on the beach.
It's sex on the beach. We're there for the nightlife, my friend.
You have two daughters who are not of age. Yeah. What are you talking about?
I forgot.
Right. Yeah, you have a friend who's in Spain, and she's not even of age, and she's going to be showing you the nightlife.
She is of age. She's 18, and 18, you can do whatever the hell you want there.
So. Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally legal.
Good for her, but like,
bar.
Yeah, but age never stopped her, right?
No.
In any way.
The thing that stopped her was not getting a false ID.
In any way whatsoever.
Right.
All right. So for this week's podcast, we're going to react to one or two videos plus a little story at the end, hopefully. We're going to start off by watching this video, When Should a TV Show End? It's from a YouTube channel called Just an Observation. If you like that content, please subscribe to them. But after
let me ask you a question. Like, shouldn't most TV shows end before they even begin? I mean, like, with the amount that you don't watch. And the amount of junk that's on TV.
Okay, most TV shows are pretty garbage, but that's why usually they get canceled after a season. Like even if they make it a full season. But I think this is going to be talking more about the shows that are part of our public lexicon of our like pop culture references, and we all know these sorts of shows, and yet somehow they keep going on even though no one really wants them to. The most obvious example is The Simpsons. There are far more bad seasons of The Simpsons than there are good seasons of The Simpsons.
I've got to ask you because I recently viewed all of The Simpsons.
All The Simpsons?
I went through them all.
Okay, when does it go downhill?
I'd say after the fifth season, or maybe fifth or sixth season. Like, honestly, but it plateaus for a very, very long time. And I wouldn't say it has gone down since it plateaued. Like, it's different. The humor's different, and it's a bit sadder of a show.
So you're saying it peaked around season 4 or 5, and then it's been declining. But when did it plateau? Like it's not obviously as good as it was the first 5 seasons. So when did it plateau? And that's kind of the level it's been at for.
I'm thinking like when I was just getting out of college, like 01.
See, that's how crazy how long this show's been on the air.
But if you have to as a batting average, it's not bad. Like, is it striking like 1 out of every 3 or 4? I think so. Baseball
is an interesting sport just because it's the kind of sport where you can fail 7 times out of 10 and you're one of the best players.
Exactly.
But
so honestly, like, it is funny now. If you have to compare it to something like South Park, because they're both cartoons.
I think South Park has maintained quality more than Simpsons has.
For sure. No, for sure.
Not that it's as good as it was, but it's still better than The Simpsons is. But how long The Simpsons have been on air, you got to think about this. Apu back in the 80s, 90s was a like cultural like what you would say like he gave a good face to immigrants from India, and then he became an offensive symbol of India. That's how much the culture has changed in the time The Simpsons has been around.
Well, and it's actually changed a little bit more than that now. I've read like people who miss having Apu who are Indian who say like, well, at least it was better than nothing.
As far as representation goes, you can't get much worse than. I mean, you can't get much better than Apu. Really, he runs his own business. He was apparently a computer programmer back in India. He's one of the smartest characters on the show, and I don't know. He's a family man, father of what they had like
yeah, he's got like what, like 17 children or something like that.
Exactly.
Where he works his ass off. No, but like the only other instance of an Indian character that I can find on a long running television show is on The Big Bang Theory.
Raj. Yeah,
Raj.
I like that show, but I was gonna say there's one other, but I don't know how much she counts. But have you seen The Office?
Well, okay, I'm gonna say yes, but not The Office that counts. I watched the first season of the British.
Okay, fine. But in the American Office, there's a character named Kelly who is very, very funny. She's Indian. I thought she was one of the funniest characters on the show, but she's very American. The fact that she's Indian has very little to do with her character.
It's just heritage rather than like culture.
Yeah, she was like she's like more of a Cali girl.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't count.
No. All right, but anyways, we're gonna watch this video, and hopefully they'll make some interesting points about television because we all like to watch TV shows. Most of them suck, but anyways, for some reason it's addicting. All right.
Let's see what they got.
It could make up for the finale, that's for sure.
I don't know. What does that mean, make up for the finale? There's nothing to make up for.
It could be we know, we're sorry.
Ending a TV show at the right time is no easy task. If all is going well, then the audience always wants more. And if you've outstayed your welcome, then the final episode has these unrealistic expectations on its shoulder to not only neatly tie everything together, but to sort of wash the bad taste of the last few seasons out of their mouth. But when should a TV show end? After making my video about the decline of The Simpsons, I received all sorts.
25 years in decline.
It's a long time to be declining, though.
It is. I wish they wouldn't put it next to Family Guy, which I never liked. I mean,
what?
Family Guy's funny for a season, and then you realize all the characters are voiced by the same actor, then it sucks.
Well, okay, first off, there's like 4 people who do all the characters in The Simpsons, so I don't think it's that much better. And second, like, Family Guy is funny. I don't think the common criticism of Family Guy is that its sense of humor is very easy to do, I guess. It's cutaway jokes.
Like misogynistic humor. That's
well,
all like it. That's it.
Well, no, it's not just misogynistic humor. There's also a little bit of like
that hates his mother, like everyone hates his sister.
No. Okay, so now that dates you because Family Guy, the Stewie kills his mother thing, that was like very early on.
Yeah.
Stewie went from being, which actually I would say makes him less of an interesting character. He went from, this is going to make it sound like almost worse, but Stewie went from being like this super villain who wants to kill his mother to a just like a stereotypical gay character.
Let me ask you something. Is this show still on?
Family Guy's still on too.
Yeah, because I've not seen it for years.
I think it's funny. I just think that I think that the writing in The Simpsons when it was at its peak is better crafted. Like most of the humor surrounds the characters and the stories. Where Family Guy, they'll just say something and they say, "Oh, that's kind of funny. We'll just like make a little like side joke about it." Right. It's a little quippy. That's like one of the big criticisms of Marvel too, is that the writing has been about like who can come up with the best quips. It's kind of like
that's it. Like the storyline just suffers, and it's just like the side jokes.
Right, exactly, and that's why most people don't like Marvel anymore. And I think that same criticism can be said about Family Guy.
Hey, ask me when I started to dislike Marvel.
After Iron Man.
After Iron Man.
I think Marvel's got more to offer than Iron Man, but
I don't think it does. I think it has less to offer. I think they should have ended at Iron Man. Doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, like the universe thing, I don't even get. Like, you'd have to be You have to be like 7 years old and into that your whole life is like comic books to understand all this stuff.
I will say this, like, Marvel has become too complex that it becomes homework to watch an episode or a
Right.
movie, because there's like 10 movies that precede every movie you watch. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
you have to reference back to what happened 3-4 movies ago in a different series. What the fuck?
A normal guy like me does not want to go see that.
No. But if you have nothing but time on your hands, people like the MCU.
Well, you think so, but the problem is like it's not accessible to everybody. Like,
Right.
we're beyond like the era of going to the movie store, so you can check out one a week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe at a library, but most people don't go to libraries. But then you have to get a service that would, actually host all the movies, and it's just terrible to put all that together.
Geez, you're dating yourself. Like,
What's that?
You're dating yourself.
I don't care if I'm dating myself. I'm just telling you history.
Exactly, it's history. I like the video store. I wish that was made a comeback. I mean, I think the last video store in our town of Tacoma closed down a few years ago. Backstage.
Yeah, it was like before the pandemic. It was
Yeah.
Backstage Video.
Yeah. So it's kind of sad what's happened. I think there was a documentary on Netflix recently. I don't know how much you want to call it a documentary, but called "The Last Blockbuster in the World" or something. And
I can imagine the irony of that.
it was a good movie, but it was all about this, like, the last blockbuster in the world. It's in Bend, Oregon.
Oh, okay. Recently I went to an island and we stayed at a hotel, and they had a very, very nice selection of DVDs. Probably 500-600 DVDs.
Oh, in the hotel?
Yeah, it was great.
Was it like an
our little
Airbnb?
blockbuster. That was a hotel.
Huh.
They had a list. You could just pick whatever movie you wanted. They give it to you and take it up to your DVD player. Play it. It was great.
You know what the best thing about the video store experience is? Is you go there
Browse.
not knowing exactly. You go there
Yeah.
not knowing what you're gonna watch, and you could talk to the employee there. You could talk to whoever you're with, and
Yeah.
now it's become you scroll on your TV. It's like, nah, that looks like shit. That looks like shit.
Or
that
you
looks like
search
shit.
for something you don't even know you're looking for. You
Right.
can't just search. You can't search browse. You can't. Yeah, browsing on a TV doesn't work.
Nah. It's terrible. You're right, because you have to scroll through a bunch of stuff that they try to recommend to you rather than walking through the aisles of what you might want. And then you can go by genre or go by like A through Z, but it's not the same experience.
Yeah, I know.
It's not fun.
The only algorithm that ran a movie store was like the workers' picks.
The
You
work.
know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like, that was the algorithm of a movie store,
'Cause if
rather
you
than like
trust-
someone like spying on your like midnight movie habits, like looking up like like After Dark romantic comedies, like so you can see something. That's all you're getting offered now. So
Plus,
Oops.
the video store builds communities too, because it's the worker there was Andy's picks, like Cheryl's picks or something. Then and you go through Andy's picks. Oh, Andy's a pretty cool dude. Cheryl, she's fucking dumb as shit. I don't want to fucking talk to her, but you know what? She works here, so I'll put on a smile and say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, how you doing? You actually want to talk to
I would never have even gotten like an understanding of what the Criterion Collection is if it was only Netflix and never movie stores, video stores. So
I would never discussed discovered the Puppet Master series.
yes. Or actually, for me, Peter Jackson's early work, which is disgusting, by the way.
All I know. Oh, you mean Dead Alive?
Oh God, no! Before that, I think
Before
it's
Dead
called
Alive?
Bad Taste.
I don't know this.
It's terrible stuff.
I just
It's
know
really bad.
Dead Alive is kind of a gross film to watch. I mean, just
No,
not necessarily the plot, but I mean, I guess the plot kind of is kind of gross. But it's just the editing and the cinematography is just ugly.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a B movie.
Yeah, but fair enough. Yeah.
Of comments. Mostly positive, but inevitably there were some negative reactions from loyal Simpsons viewers. And sandwiched between the
So once again, we're gonna have to re-edit this part out. Okay, keep going.
totally non-emotional insults about my voice, intellect, and presumptions about my appearance were some very valid criticisms.
I love the internet.
What are we looking at here? This is
No, he's just talking about how 90% of his comments, his negative comments, were just insults. But
yeah.
of some of the stuff he said, there was some valid criticism.
The main defense was, no one is erasing the older seasons. You can still watch them anytime. So should they really have to stop producing new episodes for the remaining audience to enjoy? And that's a good point, but it made me realize that this really comes down to a fundamental difference in how we view television. Are TV shows just
Stop it
entertainment?
for a second. He said it really. I mean, like, he's imagining that they're making The Simpsons for people to enjoy,
But people aren't.
I mean, that's not how marketing works on television. You make a show because it makes money, because it brings in commercial entities.
Well, hold on. I think he's about to explain that.
Well, I'd like to see, because if people are watching it and it's bringing in commercials, like, then it's not past its prime.
Well, you're okay. Okay, you're right that like. So I think this is what he's about to get into. The balance of art and entertainment. Like, are TV shows art pieces, or are they just popcorn entertainment to distractions that people will mindlessly watch and therefore get the ad revenue?
Sure.
But yeah, and to be okay, so I did watch the first 3 minutes of this video, so I knew that was coming up. But I'm saying that, like, there are certain shows that blend the art entertainment divide, and it's difficult to say like when they should have ended. But anyways, yeah, what you're talking about is true. Simpsons doesn't care if they're making quality entertainment as long as it keeps people watching and keeps people keeps the advertisers happy. Which I can't imagine that many people watching The Simpsons anymore. Who really watches it?
Broadcast television. I haven't seen it since '01. Like, I haven't sat down to watch an episode unless it was streamed to me.
Yeah, I just have to imagine that the people still watching The Simpsons, like,
I have a friend that still watches it.
I don't believe
with
that.
with his young son. So
that seems odd. I don't know. It just does. I stopped watching The Simpsons like 10, 20 years ago almost now, and it's amazing. I still love watching the old episodes because they're hilarious. I think it must be cheap to make somehow. I don't know how it could still basically be on the air. I can't imagine that many people watch it.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Or are they art? It is show business, so every project possesses a mixture of both. Even the most commercially driven fodder entertainment has artistic elements, and the most pretentious
What
or
CSI are they on now?
There's so many of those offshoots, but like, okay, they're gonna talk about this in a bit, so I want to wait till they happen. But like,
show.
but yeah, I want to know your thoughts on like procedural shows, kinds of.
All right, let it roll.
have to make money or they get cancelled. It's a delicate balance, but when a show finds the sweet spot, the perfect blend of entertainment and art, then it achieves true success and becomes part of the zeitgeist. This is when people become more protective of the artistic integrity of the show,
German.
as their emotional...
What was that?
Nothing.
Oh,
he
you
said
said-
zeitgeist just so I could say a German word.
That's people know that word, zeitgeist. It's just like the public knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't know what zeitgeist literally translates to, but that's what I think it means. No one's trying to accidentally speak German, Phil.
Oh, I know.
Phyllis.
Yeah, I think people do. Like, people use Schadenfreude all the time just so they can say Schadenfreude.
Well, that's a fun word.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
that's it's more fun knowing that the Germans are the only ones who have a word for it. But like, I don't think like there's certain languages that people will speak to sound pretentious. French is the most obvious example. I don't think many people are speaking German just to sound like they're smart.
Well, you think the Germans have the only word for Schadenfreude? I mean, define it for me real quick.
Taking pleasure in the misery of others.
Trolling.
Okay, you know what? That's actually okay. Fuck yeah, but that's new. That's something that's
I know
new.
it's new, but it's now we've got to. You can just say trolling. You don't need to say Schadenfreude.
Okay, fair enough. But Schadenfreude is like, you're right.
connected to it. It now means more to them than just a show. It becomes a part of their lives. But some genres are more likely to be safeguarded than others. Funnily enough, the more effort you put into making the show high quality or meaningful.
All right, so this is what I wanted to get your thoughts on. So he made a spectrum of entertainment and art, and at one end he put soap operas are pure entertainment, zero art. And on the other end of the spectrum, he put drama thriller series are art and not necessarily entertainment. What do you thought about this spectrum?
Okay. Look, here's the thing. At night, I would never go to the right of the spectrum. I hate drama, thriller series when I want to go to sleep. I love I love comedy,
Okay.
which actually, and then he has culturally relevant comedy. I'm more of like sitcom.
See, yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I would never go as far as soap opera to go to bed to because
Yeah. Go ahead.
no, I mean it's like what does soap opera teach us? It teaches us what maybe B movies are like on television.
I think soap operas. Okay, so what is the average audience of a soap opera?
Someone with absolutely no life.
Well, I was gonna say a housewife.
Makes same difference, right?
It's so harsh. But yeah, like if it's just like pure drama, like it's almost like reality TV in the sense that everything's over dramatized. So where I would have a hard time. I'm surprised that procedural is below multi-camera sitcom. So like, okay, so obviously here you have like The Young and the Restless.
The name of procedural, are we talking like a cop
Law
show?
and Order, CSI,
okay.
even though you could have medical procedures. I think procedural is basically like these little episodes where there's a mystery in every episode. It gets resolved, and maybe there's season-long arcs or whatever. But the
I think
main
that's how they usually work. That's
Yeah.
why they call them procedurals.
yeah. But they're basically how medical procedure goes, or how legal procedure goes, or how law enforcement procedure goes, and they're
Yeah.
very formulaic. It's like you could take someone who has very little writing experience, very little creativity, and you can make a procedural based on just here's a formula, just apply it, you're gonna be good.
Yeah, 25 gunshots per episode.
Right. And this scene
one
follows
dead
this
body,
scene.
It's a trip to the morgue.
Well, the funny thing about Law and Order, it always starts every same way. It's like two working blue collar guys are bullshitting about something, and they stumble across a dead body.
Oh, okay.
Which I always joke with all my coworkers is like, we're gonna be the start of a Law and Order episode one day. It's just like we're gonna stumble upon something.
That's so boring.
Yeah. Then you got like multi-camera sitcoms. It's like Friends or and then goal-oriented drama. That's a little bit of a. I know what they want to talk about.
I'm trying to
Culturally,
think of an example. I mean, culturally relevant comedy series for sure, like South Park.
yeah, for sure.
Oriented drama.
So I can. There's a few that come to mind. I'll let him explain it later. But they're just shows that they're like mini series in a way. They have a clear story they're trying to tell, and once the goal is achieved, then there's no point to tell the story anymore. Versus, I don't know. Okay, so let him explain it, because I would say it's. Have you ever seen Money Heist on Netflix?
I saw the first 2 seasons, yeah.
And why didn't you watch the third season?
Because our Spanish student left and I lost interest.
I was gonna say that was actually the show. Well, obviously, I brought it up. That's the show I thought of when I saw goal-oriented drama, because the whole show about Money Heist, or La Casa de Papel, tells the story about a money heist, and the second season concludes the story. It tells a perfect, succinct story, and then for some reason they say, well, "Let's see what happens with these characters after this." So
yeah, it didn't make sense. Yeah, you're right. Hey, by the way, we're on a countdown here.
Yeah, so maybe we should cut out and refill our drinks.
I think so.
All right. Okay. I'll send you a link back. All right.
All right, be right back.
All right. And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah. Sorry I didn't respond to you that way. Just say it's easier for me in editing when I can just see a large silent gap. All right. I'm drinking just a rum and coconut water.
Oh, you go from rum and coke to rum and coconut. A little tiki drink tonight.
Yeah. I'm a rum drinker in general, and I try not to drink any sodas. This is just it's healthier this way. I don't know how much healthier. I'm still drinking rum. Shut up. Look, there's the right way of doing there's the right way to do the wrong thing always.
As you're eating a bowl of ramen like at midnight to offset the alcohol intake.
I love ramen.
Yeah, it's healthier.
I love ramen.
So do I.
I
can't get enough of it.
Don't fucking fuck it. All right. So we were talking about oh shoot. I want to blow us up a little bit. It's hard to see our faces when we're that small.
There we go.
The Leslie Wade.
So we were talking about goal-oriented dramas before we left. Do you want to just continue watching, see what he has to say, or do you have any thoughts?
Let's get into it.
All right. Okay.
As as it presented itself as something with real purpose, and to lose that betrays its original promise to its audience.
By the way, you
A
think
soap
this is
opera
my
is-
AI voice?
What was that? Is it an AI produced voice? No, he's just
I mean,
very
like, a
modest.
lot of these things are AI voices.
I don't know. I think this was made before the big advent of AI. It's going to be hard to tell what's real in the future. I'm just going to swear to God, it's going to be a weirdly
know.
weird world.
Already is.
I heard a deep fake like of a voice I recognized, and I 100% thought it was real until like it was like a person I respect saying a message I did not like expect him to say, and then I was like, did he really say that? And I have to like search through the comments to find out. No, this is a fake. That's how real it sounded to me, though. It was just like, oh my God, like this is weird for him to say that. I don't know.
You know, I think I heard somewhere the way to combat that kind of stuff is actually it's basically kind of what Twitter's doing, how you subscribe and like get the blue check mark or whatever, and actually Facebook's doing that.
Blue check marks. Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is for?
Yeah,
Twitter?
you can. I don't know how the.
I've never really been on Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter either, but from what
anyway, it's like basically a verified account.
Yes.
So in the future, like if something comes through and it's not been verified, like from the original owner, it's a fake.
Yeah,
that's the way to combat this stuff.
It's not going to combat it because, like, you know this as well as I know, but like misinformation travels twice as fast as information. Like once something is out there, like it gets spread like wildfire, and like 900,000 people will see the first initial story that's wrong, and then like 10 people will see the retraction. Oh, this was actually fake. Sorry.
Yeah, but those are the dummies that are going to believe everything anyways. Like,
the world is populated by dummies.
Yeah,
What?
you don't pay attention to what people have to say the first week of anything.
I just think that that's an overly optimistic view of the world that people are just going to wait to see if it's verified.
It's evolution. Like evolution is this: you don't believe a word anybody says for a long, extended period of time until it's proven. That's evolution.
That's how it should be. You're right. That's how like a logical person would react to new information that shocked them. But that's not how the world works. Let's be honest. All right, let's keep going.
Is generally considered pure entertainment. It doesn't have to be realistic, as the large number of expanding characters all end up testing out romantic relationships with one another. Its main job is just to keep the show on air, with cliffhangers and incremental developments.
I like that he keeps on picking these clips where women get hurt.
That's most soap operas, though. I mean, like, well, like, I mean, like, isn't like most soap operas just domestic disputes? And like, you slept with my brother, or you slept with my like clone, or something. Like, I don't know.
Hey, the dude in the background, isn't that the guy from Full House?
Kind of looks like him, but I don't think,
I think
so.
it is.
Can't be.
That's got to be John Stamos.
No, it's not. John
Yeah,
Stamos
for
wouldn't
sure.
be in
It's
a trashy.
100%. That's John Stamos.
Okay, you would know this because you're a bit older than I am, but wasn't there a comedy series from the 70s that totally mocked the idea of soap
So I was
operas?
born in the late 70s.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. I was told by it's like
That
someone
mocked what?
that it was a fake soap opera. It was just mocking everything that is. I think it had Billy Crystal in it. I swear to God, I wish I knew what it was called.
Oh, no, it didn't.
It's not
Wait.
Billy Crystal. It had someone big in it.
No, it was Bruce Willis.
No, Bruce Willis was not in a fake soap opera.
I'm pretty sure he was. I think it was called not Moonlighting. Moonlighting?
That might be it, actually.
I think it was called Moonlighting. Yeah, that's Bruce Willis.
Yeah, really? Okay, that's surprising.
When he kind of had hair and a brain.
That's a little harsh, you know.
I don't care. What's he gonna do? Sue me?
No, I know. I'm not. It's not that, but it's like, don't you? Okay, would you say it's a little bit tragic what's happened to Bruce Willis? Like he can't speak anymore.
No, I don't find like tragedy to be very tragic anymore.
There's nothing that's tragic.
I mean, people are doing so many dumb things. Like, it's just a cycle of life. Spare the guy under a tree.
But he didn't do anything. That's my point. It's like he had like some sort of genetic condition that means he can't talk anymore.
Like that's the point. That's why it's not tragic. Because it just happens. Like
no. Hold on.
like-
You got the wrong idea. Like when people do things that end up with them, like stupid people having stupid consequences. That's not tragic.
No, you're
like someone
thinking of
who's
poetic justice. That's
No,
different than.
Okay.
Tragedy is like when someone doesn't get to live their life. Bruce Willis got to live all the shit out of his life, and now he's dying. Big deal.
Which is more well, is he dying? I don't know. I don't know enough about his condition.
Sure, he is. Like, come on, dementia. Come on, you die from that.
Well, we're all dying in the Sylvia Plath version of.
Oh yeah, okay. You're gonna stick your head in a oven?
Shut up. What would you say is more tragic, when someone gets the consequences of their actions, or when someone is by no fault of their own, has a negative outcome?
That's the rest of us. Big deal. Like, everyone has a negative outcome at the end.
No. If you develop, like, let's say, okay, I'm hypothetical. Let's say you developed a serious heart disease that's based on your own obesity that you caused by eating too much. And then you had a heart condition that was just genetic. It was just a luck of the draw. You just fucking, like, them's the breaks. Which is more tragic?
I don't think there's any real difference there.
Bullshit. You know there's a difference. Don't do this.
No, why does there have to be a difference? Like, why can't it just all be funny?
You're right. Fat people are funny no matter what. But this person doesn't.
It's funny.
No.
Like, did you see a guy fall over? That was hilarious.
Falling
over.
You
see a guy fall off a cliff. That was hilarious. Same difference.
Okay, if someone pushed him off a cliff, is that hilarious? Okay. Someone rides a
Depends on
skateboard.
how they scream going down.
If someone believes that they can jump the Grand Canyon on a skateboard and falls down the Grand Canyon versus
hilarious.
someone gets pushed down the Grand Canyon, which is more hilarious?
Well, I mean, it's okay. If the person pushed was taking a selfie, still hilarious.
Okay, we have hierarchies of people now, just basically, but we still know that one is more hilarious than the other. Okay, so if a person taking a can we say this? Can we say that, like, person taking a selfie getting pushed off over into the Grand Canyon, somewhat funny. Person trying to jump the Grand Canyon, really fucking funny. And then person who was just minding their own business, just walking around, and someone gets attacked. That's not so funny.
Okay, yeah, you can say that, but what if person jumping the Grand Canyon on a skateboard, the special ed student?
Oh, shit. Well, then I'd feel really bad.
Is it funny?
You know what? God damn, that's a good one.
It's still funny.
Fuck, I don't want to talk about this. Like, it just seems like.
All right, we can just put a. Let's just
put a pin in this one.
Push it aside.
Put a pin in this one. We might come back to it, but, like, which is more fun? Is it still funny if a person thinks they can jump the Great Canyon if they're like mentally retarded?
I'm still laughing.
I know you are, but that's why I love you. All right.
Procedural shows like CSI.
Shit, you're right. That was John Stamos.
And incremental
Hold on, sorry. And
procedural.
God,
You backed it up.
No, that's him right there.
Yeah, I know. That's for sure.
I just wanted to make sure that's him. Yeah, you're right. That's John Stamos in a fucking
soap
opera.
I don't understand. Like, was he ugly when he was young and when he was older, and only, like, good looking in his 30s?
He's always been good looking.
I mean, it's kind of ugly right here.
That's a bad frame. If I pause it,
Okay.
He's good looking right there.
It's like CSI, House, Grey's Anatomy, anything to do with cops, lawyers, doctors, all have a lower standard. Each episode is somewhat standalone, with some light, consistent through-line narratives. You're meant to know what you're getting, as the show always follows the same formula. Multi-camera.
Has there ever been a procedural type show that you actually enjoyed watching?
That wasn't a bottle episode. You mean like one that was
formulaic? It was like it was always about a mystery being solved in the one episode.
I mean, I normally like watching those.
Oh, okay. I actually do too. I like. I used to watch Law and Order SVU a lot. I like that show.
Well, I'm not talking about cop shows though. Like, in fact, as far as I know, the only cop show I ever liked was Barney Miller when I was like a little kid.
I don't know Barney Miller.
Yeah, I know it's way old, but I mean, I think a procedural also is like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like, there's always some stupid alien with a bunch of crap on their face.
You know what? You're actually
have to figure out like how they're infecting or affecting the ship or whatever.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I guess Doctor Who qualifies as a procedural in that way.
Probably
because it was every episode was its own standalone mystery, but there might be a season-long arc to it.
Yeah, sure.
I love Doctor Who. So I guess Star Trek Next Generation could have that same sort of formula. It's like there's a mystery to be solved in every episode. Yeah.
I don't like cop shows because they're just one thing. Like someone getting shot. Like that's it. Like
Oh, well, hold on. Okay,
it's boring.
I didn't say Law and Order. I said Law and Order SVU.
I don't know that one.
Oh, this
Sorry.
might be because I'm a little pervert. SVU was the sex
the
division,
rape one.
The rape one. Yeah, exactly.
I
so,
see.
So I mean, okay, so call me a pervert if you'd like, but like that actually
Pervert.
is like some of the more interesting elements of human nature like showing up in weird ways, like domestic disputes. That's the most obvious one, but then you also have like, I don't want to say child molestation, it's never a good episode, but like the bondage shit, and that's all that weird shit that happens, and it's like, okay, you know what, this is getting kind of interesting. It's like, you didn't see this coming. Oh, he masturbated right before he died. SVU.
50 Shades of Grey SVU.
I know, it's terrible. But I don't know why I watched it, but I was into it for a little while.
I bet you watched it because a chick was watching it.
What? Because a chick was watching it? I mean, I guess my sister liked it, but I mean, like, I
there
watched
you
this
go.
back in high school, maybe.
You mean a guy just sits down and watches that show by himself without a girl?
It's not a sexy show. It's about rape and molestation. It's not, like, sexy. It's just more, like, interesting in that way.
Nah, I just think it's a chick show.
Fine.
Okay.
It's a chick show. How is it a chick show?
I don't know. I just don't hear guys talking about Special Victims Unit.
Well, I mean, okay, but how many guys actually watch... First off, how many guys talk about television other than, like, football? And two, how many
nobody, really.
Yeah, exactly. So that no, you don't. Okay, there's some shows that people like discuss. Like I discuss like Game of Thrones and House of Dragon.
Yeah, but those are like generational shows. Like
Yes, they are. And
they
I
don't
talk.
come around a lot. Like everyone watches. And in fact, like right now, it's crazy that everyone can watch the same show. Like when Stranger Things came out.
Yeah. There are
Everyone.
exactly, and those are fun
Yeah.
because if everyone's watching them, that's something you can bring up with almost anyone. It becomes a conversation starter with. Like, you can actually make a new friend that way, easy. Because I was like, I had a new coworker last year, nothing to talk about. I was forced to be within a cab with him every day. Oh, he's watching House of Dragon just like I'm watching House of Dragon. That's easy conversation right there.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's something like that that makes it easy to, like, bond with new people because it's something you have instantly in common. Everyone has in common, almost. All right.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen House of Dragon? It's pretty good.
I never finished the Game of Thrones.
Good. Don't.
Well, I hear people's criticism of it, but I think everyone's like crying about nothing.
Okay, well, I think that the Game of Thrones ending makes sense, but it's
Yeah.
rushed.
Yeah.
So that's my criticism of it. It's not that it's stupid the way it ends. It's just that they should have drawn it out more. Not drawn it out. That sounds wrong. They should have expanded on what they're trying to do over 2 seasons rather than rushing it in with 1.
See, and for me, I don't care to watch it. Like same reason I didn't watch The Sopranos. Everyone had a problem with The Sopranos too.
But that one just cuts off mid-sentence, doesn't it?
I don't even know. I've never seen the end.
Oh, okay. I've heard that that's how it ends. It's just basically
Okay.
they're having a conversation and then just cuts to black. No reason.
It ends in a denouement.
All right. I guess the implication is that he dies. I guess.
No.
But you're not allowed to
Probably.
know. You're not allowed to know. Ross dies.
Sitcoms are where the lines start to blur. Generally, they're still
Did he die in
following a
World War
form.
II?
What?
Just keep rolling. Keep
Yeah,
rolling.
that always works to some degree. But the audience usually starts to notice a drop in quality or an increase in more desperate or outrageous storylines, usually after the 6th or 7th season.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, but see, he keeps playing shows that everyone loves. Like play the show that everyone hates.
Well,
Like no one really hated Friends.
no one hates.
No one-
You're right. Go on.
I mean, like, what's this guy doing?
But people can admit like there's a drop in quality.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen all The Office. I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes, but I've never even complained about The Office.
I think that the complaint is that the storylines start to become a little ridiculous. That's usually the
Yeah.
complaint. That's usually the complaint with these kinds of sitcoms is that they, like, once they run out of all the typical kind of like everyday sort of life scenarios that people can relate to, they have to come up with more and more ridiculous shit in order to get people to laugh.
But okay, if that's okay, I have a complaint about that because if you've never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David show,
I haven't.
Oh, it's right up your alley, dude. I don't know why you haven't gotten into it.
Oh, man.
It's your show.
Is it on HBO? Where is it
Yes,
on?
it is.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it.
Seriously, it's your show. Like you won't be able to get enough of it once you start. It's based on becoming more ridiculous as time goes on. Like it is the most ridiculous show you'll ever see in your life. It gets more and more so as it keeps going. Like so much so, like it's so it's the only show that's cringy. Like you haven't seen this kind of cringy in your adult life.
I love cringe, and I know that the show's kind of somewhat based on George from Seinfeld.
Well, that's the whole thing. George is kind of somewhat based on
Yes.
on Larry David.
That's what I've heard. So if you like George from Seinfeld, you probably like this show. And
Once you start seeing it, you realize that all the male characters on Seinfeld are Larry David, not just George.
Well, George is the best character on Seinfeld, so I would have no problem just watching the show based on that, because George is the best character because his life is pathetic. Everything he does ends up in like tragedy and cringe and everything, and it's painful to watch.
Yes.
But I like that. But the only whatever's jumping to my mind, the only scene that stands out, I've seen like a clip of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's along the lines that made me laugh. Like he's talking to like this uber Christian, trying to debate him that God isn't real, and it's funny. It's really funny, and it ends with, "It's like, how are you so sure that God isn't real?" Because I'm bald.
Oh, no,
no. It was like, how are you so sure God doesn't listen to your prayers? Because I'm bald.
Because I'm bald.
And that made me really laugh. I'm like, okay, he's tried to pray a prayer.
Yes.
It's hilarious. All right.
You're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna put that up there in such a high category that I'd say it rivals It's Always Sunny.
Ooh, that makes me want to see it more.
In terms of funny, it's got to. Yeah.
It's Always Sunny is my favorite comedy. That's the funniest stuff. So it's
You might have a second favorite coming up if you watch it.
I have to watch it now. We're kind of watching Big Bang Theory. I'm kind of into it. It's okay. It's funny.
It's a sitcom.
Yeah, exactly.
Larry David show is not a sitcom.
That's okay. It's probably funnier that way.
Drama series that have a stated goal, like solving a case or escaping or finding a partner, usually begin to lose artistic integrity after the original goal is achieved, as now we're just living in the aftermath,
Money Heist.
and it feels directionless. Culturally relevant comedy series can only really be culturally relevant for a certain period of time, and the characters and plot points start to feel...
that.
So it does make a little sense, though, doesn't it?
Only if you design characters that are stereotypes. Otherwise, a culturally relevant show like continues to be relevant.
I don't know if that's true. I mean,
if it's stereotypes, like, oh, this is like 90s guy. He's wearing he has to wear a white T-shirt and a flannel and some ripped jeans, and then that's the character in the 2022. That doesn't make any sense. Like that doesn't make sense. But
okay, but then like it becomes obvious to the observer, obvious to the audience when they're trying too hard to adapt to new things. Like this is The Simpsons. This is exactly what's wrong with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It made sense for its time. It lampooned everything that was relevant to lampoon back in its day. And then, like, as time goes on, it's just like Bart Simpson with a cell phone. No, because we know he doesn't have a cell phone. Because we used to watch him, like, riding a skateboard, and that was what he did. It's kind of silly to
honestly,
see it.
They could have kept it, but they betrayed the character.
You can't make a show that's meant for a 90s audience in the 2022 or 2023 now. I hear what he's saying when it comes to culturally relevant sitcoms or culturally relevant comedies. They have an audience, the ones who can relate to it in the time, and then after that time, when it becomes like the characters are trying too hard to move with the times, it becomes, I'm going to use this word again, kind of cringy. It just feels like it feels wrong. The essence of Bart Simpson is that he's a kind of like a 90s Dennis the Menace. If he's out there like with a cell phone, like a smartphone, like a normal like 13-year-old or 15-year-old now, because I would argue that you shouldn't ever give like a 10-year-old a cell phone. But like let's assume like he's doing that with his smartphone. It just seems it dates itself. It seems because people can look back to the early episodes and say, "Oh, why didn't he have a smartphone then?" Oh, because there wasn't a smartphone then. Yeah, but like he didn't age. He's still
Yeah.
Fucking like 10. So when's the timeline for this?
I think you're right with The Simpsons.
Yes.
They did flash South Park up there, though, and I think South Park can bend it a lot more.
South Park's interesting because I heard it takes like them like a week to produce an episode.
Oh, there's actually a mini documentary. It does. It takes them 6 days.
That's actually how they can be really relevant really quick.
Yes, it is, and it's great.
But I don't know. Do you think like well, you're a teacher, you could tell me this. Do you think high school kids are relating to South Park in the way that maybe yours or my generation related to South Park, or has it changed?
I just don't think they watch it.
They don't watch it?
I don't think they watch anything that's like TV, really.
It's all TikTok, isn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's all they're doing, like TikTok, video games, all that baloney. They can't sit through a 30-minute television show.
It's so sad. I weep for humanity.
You think it's funny, but like, you should see these kids.
I weep for humanity when you tell me that.
I mean, like, that part of the Matrix where he disconnects himself from the Matrix?
Yeah.
That's full of baloney. It never happened.
Really?
Hell no.
What would be the problem? They just got bored and walked out?
These kids can't disconnect themselves from a cell phone. Matrix is so much more immersive. Like, no way.
So, like, I'm just imagining, like Morpheus offering him the red pill and the blue pill, and then, like, he's like, "What was that?" I was on my fucking text.
He's probably like actually just like writing comments about Morpheus. Like, this guy's trying to give me pills.
You did the butthead voice. See, that is dating it. It's so culturally relevant in its time. You can't bring Beavis and well, to be funny, Beavis and Butthead did have a resurgence recently, and I saw an episode and it was fucking hilarious.
Wait, didn't you see
white privilege episode?
Oh, I don't know if I might have missed that one.
That
I
one's
think it's
fucking
on
hilarious.
Paramount or something.
Like,
did you see their film, like the movie?
Back in the 90s, yeah?
No, the new one.
I don't know if they've had a new one. Really?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. There's one that they made a movie less than a year ago. It's hilarious. It's some of the best stuff.
All I saw was the white privilege episode where they basically went to a college course and the professor told them they had white privilege, and they're like, cool, we can do what we want now. So they just start going around just terrorizing the town, basically saying, it's okay, we have white privilege.
Well, listen, there's a scene in the movie with a hand for they're in NASA and they find out how to use a robotic hand, and there's basically a robotic hand and a rocket next to it, and the scene goes on and it's amazing.
I can picture it. But okay, this is once again I'm bringing this up only to defend my original argument.
Sure.
Do you think kids nowadays would watch Beavis and Butthead?
If they're not doing it right now, then no. I don't think they are watching it.
That's my point. There's a certain time and place for these culturally relevant comedies.
Yeah. Sure.
And once that time and place is gone, it just becomes a little like kind of sad if they're trying to keep up with the times.
I guess. I mean,
Or
unless it's marketed.
or
It
you
might
can-
be marketed to us, though. Like,
Is there nothing wrong with making South Park and Beavis and Buttheads for guys like you and me? But we're not the target demographic. We're not the kind of people they should be going after.
you're right, and we're too busy.
Well, what kind of comedies are young people watching that would be on the same level as South Park or Beavis and Butthead? Rick and Morty, maybe? I like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, but Rick and Morty is just gross, and it's not satire.
All right.
It doesn't have anything really to add to. Like South Park talks to culture and what goes on in the world, and I don't think Rick and Morty does. It's just gross.
Okay. Here's a question for you. As an appreciator of comedy, what is the best comedy series, animated or live action or whatever, of the last 10 years?
It's too bad you said 10 because I was going to say MASH. Last 10 years.
Yeah. Like, what's the most relevant comedy show that people should be knowing or watching now?
I mean, that defines recent times.
Sure.
It's got to be The Big Bang Theory.
That show's been canceled and off the year for when was that show canceled? That's been at least 4 years now. It's been off the air.
You mean currently still on?
Well, like, I mean, relevant to
You
the.
said within 10 years, like Big
Yeah,
Bang Theory is when I,
and that premiered back in like 2006. Like, that's not relevant. Like,
I thought it was 2010.
I don't know exactly when it came out. My point is, like, yes, I would agree, but that's now like 12, 15 years old.
It is, but people that I know who are in their 70s and my own kids like it. I mean, if that's not relevant, I don't know what it is.
No, my question was, what show out of the last 10 years that has come out is the most culturally relevant comedy?
Yeah, I think you're talking to the wrong guy.
That's my point, though. It's like, there is none. Maybe Rick and Morty. Maybe Rick and Morty.
Maybe Rick and Morty. I mean, people wear their T-shirts.
But that's sad for comedy. It's really sad. I feel like 10 years is a long period of time. That you should be able to come up with something that people like to watch, to laugh at the world.
Yeah, it's...
Or is it just basically all South Park and Family Guy now?
I don't think it's been a happy world lately.
Well, you're right about that. But
Yeah.
maybe we need a good comedy to lampoon everything.
There you go.
All right.
Feel out of place if they stay on the air too long. Although comedy has a lot more room
That's
for
a good show,
error.
actually. All right. I pray for a world without ads. Just like I pray not to be bald one day.
You've passed. Once you hit like almost 35, you're there.
Oh, that's so harsh. I'm only 32.
Yeah, 35, right?
God damn you. That's so harsh. It's so mean.
Oh, you equate age with
Yeah, value.
What?
I equate age with value. Yes. You know what? I hope that when I become a high school teacher, I realize that I shouldn't be doing that anymore. I should realize I should be grateful to be the age I am.
Well, you certainly don't want to act their age because they act like idiots.
I don't want to be an idiot.
Yeah.
In a certain kind of idiot. Beavis and Butthead are idiots, but they're also enlightened idiots.
I don't think so.
Yes, they are. Look, you and I are enlightened idiots.
If you want to read idiot stuff, I just read 15 essays today.
Any of them good?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, what do you do with the ones that are like this doesn't deserve an F, but
You mark the box called emerging.
What the fuck is emerging?
Here, I'll show you. You have to get used to this lingo.
Oh,
this is a rubric that I designed.
Advanced. I see that. Yep.
Yeah.
Emerging. Okay, so that's
Not met.
it's not met failure.
It's a little step above failure because failure means not doing it at all.
Okay, so D.
It's a D. Yeah.
So basically you showed me a chart that said A, B, C, and D.
Well, actually, I showed you a chart that said A, C, and D. Because eventually they're going to get a mixture of them, as you go down. So, I just don't even worry about the B.
That's a funny word, emerging.
It just means their intelligence is emerging.
No, it's not. Bullshit. Okay, I don't mean to be harsh, but emerging makes it sound like they're going to blossom and become the next Albert Einstein.
Emerging is when you're a chrysalis, not quite the butterfly.
Yeah, but that still implies they're going to become a butterfly.
It implies they have the potential to be a butterfly. They might come out a moth. Who knows?
Well, what fucking cocoon turns into anything other than a butterfly?
A moth cocoon, dude.
Okay, fine, but okay, so some of these kids are going to become moths?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Drab, work a day, people, not superstars
If they're
moths,
lucky.
or butterflies. If they're lucky, yeah. Emerging might just be it's not meant you're druggy.
That's so sad.
Emerging is a cog in society, and the advances of your YouTube prodigies.
That's so fucking sad. I don't know. Is it impossible to say that these moths have anything other to offer than just being a cog in a machine? Which, by the way, the machine is replacing all cogs with AI.
Hey, listen, a moth every once in a while might have a rainbow come out of its butthole, but that's about it.
That's the quote of the podcast. I love it. All right, let's keep going.
Thriller series with impressive character arcs are usually considered more of an art form, almost like an exceptionally long movie. And these shows have to end at the right time. Otherwise, all the investment that the audience put into the characters, world building, and plot feel wasted.
Yes.
Television is a business, and that means it's entertainment that exists to make money and keep people working as well as watching. But it is also art. It has to reflect society and human nature, or we lose interest as we can't relate to it. So it is a business, but human beings...
Oh, by the way, if you want to put this to a test, watch the AI-generated Seinfeld show on Twitch.
Oh shit! I actually heard about this.
I watched it for about a half an hour.
Is it? I heard about this. It's something. What's it called?
It's called
Nothing. All like.
So, yeah, something like Nothing All the Time or something like that. But
yeah, I heard about this.
It's bad. I mean, it's bad. Like there's no art to it at all. Like in fact, there's like 4 different scenes. Like Jerry sits on the sofa, and his AI doppelganger falls through the sofa for some reason. It's like the sofa isn't quite there.
It's kind of like the meme when it comes with all the AI art that comes out. The AI art is really amazing and beautiful. I love it. I love actually watching it. But then, like, the joke is it takes the Patrick Bateman character from American Psycho from the card scene, and it just says, impressive. Let's see the hands. But it's from the scene from American Psycho. So let's see, I can't remember, fucking Jared Allen's card or whatever his name was. Paul Allen's card, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, did you know American Psycho is a novel?
Yeah, I did. I haven't read it, but yeah, it's
I'm reserving it at the library.
I don't know. Yeah, I would think I'd venture that it's probably worth reading. I wonder how it differs from the movie. I think the movie.
That's why I want to read it. Sure. Yeah. I think it's gonna be amazing.
I think the author, or the writer, or the director, or whoever, someone said the whole message of the book or movie was basically how vain and shallow yuppies were. Yes. Because, like, exactly. He was killing people, like, very, very obviously, and yet no one seemed to notice. And then the end of the movie is, like, his own lawyer or something doesn't seem to know who he is.
No, the climax is that it was just his fantasy.
No, he did what he did. No. Yeah. The climax of American Psycho is that the people in his life care so little about him that they didn't even realize he is who he is.
I think you're wrong. Like,
I don't think it's a fantasy. I think it's actually he's really.
You know what? This is gonna be movie night.
I think he really killed everyone.
I don't think so, and I think this is gonna have to be a garage movie. You're coming over and watching a movie in the garage.
I would do that, but I think the message was basically that, like, I can't remember exactly how the movie ends, but I'm pretty sure the movie ends with it's definitive he killed everyone. It just so few people were invested into who he was as an individual that they couldn't believe he is who he said he was.
Okay, but I have a different memory. My memory is when, like, the psycho part of the movie isn't that he killed everyone and got away with it. It's that he believes he killed a bunch of people, but really that was his fantasy, and that's what makes him the psycho.
Okay, yeah. We definitely have a different interpretation of that movie.
That's the difference, yeah.
So you think it was all fantasy, and that's what makes him a psycho. I think it was that he really did do all those things, but it's a commentary on yuppie culture and how vain and shallow everyone was, and no one knew that he was a serial killer in front of them.
Well, I think this is worth a watch. It sounds like that same, like there's a meme out there, is this dress yellow and black or blah, 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 and blah, 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 like, and everyone sees something different in it, but
right.
I would like to watch it with you and see if we can interpret it the same or still, like, keep our different interpretations.
All right, cool. That sounds fun. We're about to lose this broadcast again. We're going to have to re-up.
Oh, damn.
And I need another drink, and I need to take a piss. So
I better grab my last beer then.
Okay. What time is it? We can go for another half hour maybe. Or maybe we'll
Sounds
see.
good.
All right.
Might want to change, like, we haven't even gotten to this yet, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, we've had enough talk about that. You're right. I agree. We can change to something different when we get back.
Yeah, let's do the 1,000 Girls.
All right. And we're back. Yeah. Sadly, I only have a little bit more time, so let's react to some of this video really quick. Maybe got 10 minutes. Sound okay? What's up?
Nothing. Yeah, it's just like, you have time on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I haven't had dinner yet, so probably that's like.
What?
Yeah. Oh, what's that? Anyways, let's just react to. Okay, so we kind of got all we could out of the last video in terms of the content. Maybe he was gonna make a compelling argument. Who cares? So we're just gonna
we don't
move.
think so.
So we're just gonna move on to some like popcorn, potato chip junk, but it might be funny. So this is a reaction to a video from the Whatever YouTube channel. It's an older one. Yeah, what's up?
Before we go any further,
Yeah.
just look at this guy's eyelashes. I mean, they're pretty sexy.
He's got very pretty eyelashes.
Look at it, man. Think that's mascara?
But he's-
they don't pump like that in reality, right?
He's a slut. I think it's just the way the light's shining on him. I think he's a very handsome man. Anyways,
Mascara. Okay.
this is from Whatever. It's a popular dating YouTube channel podcast, and this is a video in which he texted 1,000 girls for sex on Tinder, and we're gonna react to some of like his like responses, and let's see how this experiment goes for him.
Before we do that, let's look at his question.
His question? Hey, oh yeah.
Hey.
I'm gonna move this. We're gonna be over in this corner from now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
How do you want to have sex? Do you want to have sex? All right, so let's I'll
Yeah,
back
so
up one more.
basic,
Yeah,
okay.
here we go.
App Tinder, and I've been swiping non-stop so I can get to 1,000 matches. 3 days ago, I hit 1,000 matches. On that day, I sent the same message to each one. Hey, do you want to have sex? So right now, I'm gonna go through the responses. At the end of the video, I'll have a detailed breakdown with stats. Oh, and a few of the girls reported me to Tinder, so pretty lucky I wasn't banned. Well, I started at 1,000 matches, and now I'm at 935 matches. You can see up here. Damn, you make it's so tempting. At 1:14 a.m.
Well, he's gonna make fun of her line.
What you? Oh damn! You make it so. Make it's yeah. What?
Who cares? She's Russian, whatever.
Why?
She's a
What?
bot.
Why do you think she's a bot? Come on. WID at 1:14 a.m. Do you know what WID is?
I assume it's what are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a weird. Okay, so that's clearly a sign that they want to have. She wants to have sex.
Yeah,
1:14
I'd say
a.m.
so.
Yeah.
At a Scientology meeting. Hey,
Oh,
now.
come on.
Well, it's all a joke. So he's not trying
I
to.
know, but like this guy's like really turning down a good opportunity.
Nah, I don't think that he's hard pressed. He's got like 3.5 million subscribers, so I'm pretty sure he can get whenever he wants.
Thumbs down. Whoa, you're very direct. It's you apostrophe R-E. Yes.
Oh, that's great. Correct their English. That's a good way to go.
Yes.
Okay, how much? I charge $50. Well, let's do €50. You're disgusting. Bye. So I guess that's a no. Only if we tape it. Can we put it on Pornhub?
Well, obviously.
Okay.
Wait. You think just because someone wants to tape it means that they want to make a porn out of
Yeah.
it? What?
Of course. Yeah. I bet she's down.
Down to what? To just become a porn star?
DTF.
I know what you're. Yeah, obviously she wants to have sex because she wants to tape it, but like,
Yeah.
doesn't mean she wants to publish it online.
Well, then he says pie up.
Yeah, I know it's a autocorrect. So
I know.
And Pi Hub 2. Where are you? Kelsey asks. Just got home from a meeting with my probation officer. Christine says you're fucking disgusting, laughing my ass off. Hi, you're hot. Yeah, sure. After you buy me dinner. Typical. How about McDonald's?
wait. Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
Would you ever take? Oh, I know you're married. I get it. If you were single, would you ever take a girl to a fast food restaurant?
Never did, never will.
I think it'd be funny.
Oh,
It's like, hey, I'm broke, by the way. So let's just. Can I meet you
even
at like?
when I was broke, I still got enough money for like a bottle of wine and some like nice crackers and cheese.
See, you're trying to succeed. I think it's funny to fail. I think it's like it's a story for a lifetime for her. A guy took me
Ugh.
to McDonald's and like he insisted we split the check.
That is funny.
Yes, I would totally do it because back when I was single, I never intended to succeed because it's thinking you can succeed sets you up for failure. If you intend to fail, then you get what you want.
I think you're wrong.
Well, no,
I
I'm
think I
right. I'm right.
succeeded and got married earlier.
Yes, you did, but not by much. All right.
Or much. LOL, smiley face. Maybe though. Fuck off, bitch. Brian, you're so upfront. Kind of like it, maybe.
I don't like it, maybe.
What's it kind of like? It maybe. It's a maybe.
Never done that before, but kinda
Yeah,
like
you.
it.
This is kind of interesting from your point of view because you're very. So I'm removed from the dating scene for a few years. You've been
Yeah.
removed from the dating scene before. Was online dating a thing when you were single?
Actually, it was just becoming something, but they still ran the ads in like for phone stuff. Like you could actually call each other on this phone line.
See, I think
and
you're.
listen-
I think you're
and listen
probably.
to voicemails.
I think you're probably lucky. I think online dating
Yeah.
ruined a lot of stuff.
I think so too. Like you should see that. Like I tell the students all the time. Like the one thing I miss is like that you guys don't go on dates. Like because it's just terrible. Like they don't talk to each other.
That's terrible.
It's bad. Like
I
you
hear-
totally talk to classes.
I hear it from Ralph too. Like, I mean, like, just like because he has a daughter around high school age, and like they're not interested in boys, the boys aren't interested in girls. It's just terrible.
They're not interested in anything though.
I know it's
They
so
don't. They don't
bad.
get dressed up for PE. They don't.
What?
I mean, it's
what do you
crazy.
what do you mean by dressed up by P? Like putting on shorts? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Who gets dressed-
none of that. They don't go. They don't even go to the locker rooms.
You don't put on shorts? What? How do you? I don't. What the fuck are you talking
This
about?
might be a function of the high school I work at. But
Yeah, it must be because you tell me like they don't even like bother putting on shorts for.
I'm totally telling you that.
So what happens? Do they not play anything or run or anything?
Here, dude, like it's so depressing. I looked down the. No, I'm not joking.
I know, it's
I-
sad.
I had sub not too long ago in a aerobic dance class. They forced me to be a substitute during my planning period, right?
Yeah.
So I go there and I'm like, so are we dancing to? They're like, we're like already past first semester, and they said, oh, we haven't ever danced. Like, what do you mean? Like,
What?
well, it's called aerobic dance, but we don't dance. Like, so what do you do? Like, we meditate and we lift a little bit of weights. But I had to go, but like, no.
They what
don't even,
meditate? What the fuck are?
I don't know. To me, it sounds like a pretty lazy teacher, right? Like, oh, let's meditate for PE.
What the fuck is happening?
No, and none of it was all girls in that class. 'Cause I think they all signed up for aerobic dance
'Cause they know it's
None
gonna
of
be
it
easy, eh?
changed in it. Yeah, they didn't change in anything. Like they just sat there on their phones.
Oh
then-
no!
But no, here's the kicker. My instructions were take them out for a walk.
I remember there was a class. It was like walking. Well, I don't know what they called it. It
Yeah,
was just
that
walking
is a
exercise.
class.
Yeah. But now,
That's it.
yeah.
It's still that.
Okay.
But they complained about it. Well,
loving-
actually, you want to know how I got back at them?
Why? How?
So we walked like a mile, and then I walked into the back door like I thought like I had the key for it, and then I pretended I lost the key, and we had to walk another like probably a quarter mile to the front of the building.
Okay. So you made that was your revenge. Okay. God damn it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I'm so glad I'm trying to become a teacher myself. This sounds like an amazing world to be a part of.
Hey, you're at the bottom of the wheel of fortune, so you're good. You can only go up.
Hey, there's things
What?
lower than fucking groundskeeping.
No, like wheel of fortune in teaching. Like we're at the very bottom, like the worst like you can get. Can't get any worse.
You make a compelling argument.
What the fuck? No. Depends on if the animal in question is of the mythical variety. I am a
What does that even mean?
centaur. Does that
don't know.
count?
What the
No thanks. Life already fucks me every day.
Jeez.
Word. Haha, no thanks. I'm not the type of girl to say yes right away. I'm not that type of girl. either. So Sylvia said yes, and then 2 days later she said, so, nope. Is it because I'm white? She just responded, yeah, I'm into black guys, sorry. Me too. Emma says, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Can you come to my place? I'm under house arrest. Hey, do you want...
You know, knowing the dating scene of now, I bet that those girls went over.
Bet that they what?
They went over. If like say, hey, can we just like do it at my place because I'm under house arrest? Could you just come over? I bet you I bet you anything she went.
Yeah. Hey, got a funny story about that.
Oh no. Okay, we'll end on this too because I'm running out of time. Let's go.
Okay, let's just keep going.
What?
Oh
No.
you said-
Well, what's the
Did you run
story?
out of time?
Yeah, kind of. What's the story? I want to hear it though.
So got a new student the other day.
This is not a good
Introduced her,
transition already.
Introduced what?
I said this is not a good transition already. If I said like house arrest, ha. Hey, by the way, I got a new
Yeah.
student.
Yeah, introduced her to the class, told her, what everything, like what we do, whatnot. Then I had to get to my desk and take roll, and as I'm sitting at my desk, I see this thing blinking under her table. I'm like, what the hell is blinking under the table?
Oh my.
I look over, ankle monitor. Apparently I'm teaching in a prison.
Wait, what? Why was she under house arrest, or why was she, I guess, allowed to go to school? I guess, but did you ever get to the bottom of that, or?
I'm not going to ask if she ever comes back. There's a high likelihood that I'm going to see her one time.
You know what I like about you, Phyllis? I would say that like in order to be a teacher in today's age, you need to have a sense of humor because otherwise you're just. I would say, ironically, the teachers with the most empathy are the most likely to burn out.
Oh, you totally were right, dude.
Not that you're not like compassionate towards your students. I just mean like if you had a high level of empathy and you just didn't see the sense of humor of it all, you'd be like, oh my god, I can't do it anymore. But you're like, hey, this is fucking hilarious.
I tell them like, hey, like I would do this thing for you, but since I realize you're not coming to class, like you're on your own. Sorry.
All right. Okay, we really do have to wrap up. It's getting late.
Keep going.
No, it's good. Well, let's do like one more minute. All right.
All right.
Fuck off? Racist.
Well, it came to a.
That's a natural end.
Yep. All
We
right.
come to a natural end.
We're gonna do this ad that I'm not getting paid for. So why am I fucking advertising?
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
That guy's a loser anyways. He wasn't even serious about it.
Well, once again, if you have a YouTube channel that has like 3.5 million subscribers, you probably can get whoever you want. He's just having fun with it.
I think he should have gone all the way. Otherwise, it's just a game.
All right.
No fun when there's no stakes.
I lost my own face somehow. I don't know how. Wait,
No, you're on mine.
Not my screen. That's the problem. Here we are.
This podcast didn't need you anyways.
Shut up. All right. Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. This was fun, and I hope Tina stays in Europe so I can do it again.
Hopefully we'll do another one before he gets back. My closing thoughts is American Psycho was 100% about how phony and fake yuppie relationships are. It has nothing to do with fantasy.
When we come back, I'll read the book and tell you the real ending.
Maybe I'll read it too. All right. For Tina and Karen, do the tube. I'm Karen.
I'm not Tina.
All right. Stay safe, everyone, and stay hydrated. We love you.
All right. What he said.
That's how I say it.